Not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Ephics and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isodom. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bige. He said,
welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching me from. I appreciate everyone that has connected to the program, wherever you are connecting from. I thank you so much for joining this program. Today is Saturday weekend. It's a weekend where some people are still taking their rest and some people have not yet been able to come online. So I welcome those who are able to come online. My beloved sister, I thank you so much, Linda TV Show, for joining. I appreciate you so much. Owen Palace, thank you so much for joining. Please, as you join the program, kindly share the broadcast on your platform. Share the broadcast to family and friends. Share it in any WhatsApp group that you belong. Amechi Jonas, my beloved brother, you are always there. I appreciate you so much for your support. You've been there for me all the time. Amechi is always one of my top fans, supporting all my programs and pushing forward to share and make sure that the message gets across. May Chukwu Okike continue to bless you. I thank everybody that have connected to this program. Either you are commenting or you're not commenting. Those who are watching silently and openly, I appreciate every one of you. More especially the people that are watching from Biafra land. My special thanks goes to every one of you that is watching from Biafra land. And I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to grant you divine protection, divine blessing, and divine favor. Today we have come once again to speak to Biafran people as we always do. And before I proceed, I have to wish everybody a very beautiful weekend. It's a time after a hard work, after the tough week. The week comes to an end and people take rest, have their rest. Today is a day that people stay at home and take rest and do some other of their private jobs and all that. For those who are working on weekend, I still appreciate you and I appreciate every one of you. Amuzie Simon, thank you so much for joining. Amuzie Simon, thank you so much. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. All those that have connected, please, as you join, like the program and kindly share. Share in any WhatsApp group that you belong. Jack Achol, thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate you so much for joining, Jack. Thank you for your support. As you are supporting this platform, Chukwu Okike himself is going to support you and make sure that every of your heart desire will be achieved. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Wherever you are connecting from, wherever you are joining us from, I appreciate you and I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect you. Why we gather together here every day to speak is to make sure that our voice is being heard for the whole world. To make sure that the world know actual situation of the Biafran people. To make sure that our fellow Biafrans are not deceived. They are not distracted. To make sure that the Biafrans do not lose faith in their freedom. We don't come here to preach propaganda or blackmail. We do not come here to attack people. We do not come here to say things that are irrelevant. We come here focused, pursuing that which we are supposed to pursue. We are consistency personified, just as Mazen Nandekana have said. And that is why we will never leave any stone unturned until we get to our promised land. That is why we come online on a daily basis. And for those who are joining us for the very first time, I will like you to understand that this platform is an autopilot platform under Biafra Republic Government in Exile with the guidance of our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa, and under the leadership of Mazen Nandekano, our Supreme Leader. That is where we stand. And we continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. That is what we do. And today, once again, being Saturday, we have come together to speak to authorities and speak to the world. And before then, I send my greetings to everyone, wherever you are watching from. Say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. And today we will talk about the unexpected doom upon the land. The doom day has come. For a very long time, we have been expecting for this doom day. The doom day that our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nandekana, have been warning us about for more than a decade. He has been warning, crying and shouting. Some of us did not pay attention. Some of us paid attention and we are trying to think and say, when is it going to happen? That doom day that Mazen Nandekana warned us about, here it is, staring us at our face. That doom day that Mazen Nandekana cried about, that made him to take a bold step of establishing a foundation for us. That made him to take a bold step to lay a foundation of which we can rely on to be saved. That day has come. That day we have all waited for. That day that we have all cried for. That day we have all expected. That doom day that we have looked upon and see. We were trying to see, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? We have actually arrived on that day. And my question is, how prepared are you? How prepared are you? With every necessary information that has been given to you for more than a decade, how prepared are you? As if that is not enough, when Mazin Nandekano was kidnapped more than 2 years ago, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile today, Mazin Simon Ekpa, who is the spokesperson of Biafra, has continued to warn us about the doomsday, what is coming. He has continued to sensitize us and keep us awake. I am asking you today, how prepared are you? The doomsday is here. It is no longer a prediction. It is no longer a prophecy. It is no longer something that you expect. It is here already. What we are trying to run away from for a very long time. What we have been warning you about one time. We're telling you to return back home. Think home. Put yourself first. Focus on your freedom. Don't get distracted. All this information have been coming on different languages. We use the language of heaven to talk about it. We speak about different other languages. All the Biafran languages have been involved in this broadcast. And today, here are we. I am asking you, how prepared are you? Every one of us today, every day you wake up to another tragic news. Every day you wake up to a disturbing news. And every of these disturbing news has a target on the Biafrans. Every of the policy you see today is targeted on the Biafrans. This has been happening even before now. We knew that we are going to go to this stage. We knew that we are going to get here. That was why our Supreme Amazing Nandekano began to warn us earlier before now. Even our eternal leader, Dim Odimegwu, our eternal leader, he warned us. Our eternal leader warned us about today. But our people didn't listen. More especially the Igbo Biafrans, they will never listen until when they are caught suddenly. They will never listen until when they don't have any place to run to anymore. They will not pay attention until when it has begun to happen. That is one thing with the Biafrans, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. Every single thing that is happening today did not just start. He didn't just wake up to see it. We knew that today is going to come. Our eternal leader, Dim Odimegwu, knew that today is going to come. General Efiong himself knew that today is going to come, and he warned. He warned his people. He warned Biafran people. And he warned the federal government of Nigeria that today is going to come. That doomsday that everybody have been predicting, finally here are we. If you think it's Uhuru, it is not. Some people, some clowns are still being distracted. Some of them who think that somehow they are going to force themselves into where they do not belong. You think by trying to identify yourself as a one Nigerianist, that will make you free. Sorry to disappoint you. Your own case is going to be worst. Your own case is going to be worst. And some of you have already started consoling yourself. You already started to console yourself. After all, that I can't just understand. The same magic you have seen over and over again is happening again, and you are applauding it. You are applauding it. To everybody that calls himself the citizen of Nigeria, an indigenous person, if you are indigenous Nigeria, matured, you are above 20 years of age, and today you are supporting one Nigeria, you are carried away with what you are seeing, you are mad. You don't deserve pity. You don't deserve any pity. You do not deserve any pity. Let alone when you are up to 40 or 50 years old and you are being carried away with what you are seeing in this sham you are seeing as a government. I am sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. Your own case is going to be worst. That doomsday that you've been warned about, here are we. We are in it. It is much more disturbing when we see the Biafran people get involved in this game. When we see Biafran people get carried away in this criminality, in this fraud, it is so disturbing. Because if there are any tribe or any people that will distance themselves away from everything that's happening in this world, it is the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. without being begged, they are supposed to distance themselves with everything that had to do with the governance and the government of the Zoological Republic. Because you are not part of the project. Every project of the contract of Nigeria, the first project they have is to make sure they trample on you and march you to the floor. And wherever they know that you're going to have your voice, that is where they start from, to stample you and make sure that you're not being heard anywhere. For some of you who are thinking, oh, give Tinubu a chance, he might do something. You are mad, you are insane. No matter your tribe, no matter your religion, no matter your location, no matter who you say you believe in, no matter your ideology, let me tell you, if you are believing in this government, more especially the Biafran and the Igbo Biafran, you are mad, you are insane, and your own condition is going to be worse than anybody on the planet Earth. Your condition will be worse than anybody. Watching everything that is happening in the zoo today, seeing the drama that is playing out, it is so sad that people have a very short memory. But it's unfortunate that I'm not going to play videos here. I am going to play videos to reveal certain things that we have forgotten when I will do my program in the evening. I'm going to do another program in the evening, which I'm going to do on my Facebook page. That is where I can display videos. I will revisit certain videos that will bring your senses back. Since some of you don't pay attention, we keep record. Internet doesn't forget. Today we wake up and you are seeing different kinds of video flying everywhere. Different kinds of opinion coming. Some of them are already congratulating Tinubu that he's doing very well. Congratulating him that he's fighting corruption. The same thing, let me tell you, even this man they call Tinubu has not done half of late Muhammadu Buhari did when he came to power. He has not done half. When he came to power, it was the same music they played. Anti-corruption. And you thought it was all for good. At the end of the day, where did it end them? Today, Nigeria has become the most corrupt nation in the world. The government of Buhari has become the most corrupt government of the whole world. It doesn't matter where the corruption is. Government of Buhari is the most corrupt. And you wake up today, you heard that the CBN governor was arrested, and you are celebrating that something is done. Nothing is done anywhere. Nothing is done. That is just a distraction. Every single thing that the CBN governor did, Tinubu himself was aware, and he was part of it. Some of you have forgotten so soon that Tinubu is an inner circle of Muhammadu Buhari government. He is part of the decision making in Muhammadu Buhari government. He cannot deny it. Some of you forgot so soon. Some of you forget so soon. They started playing this game right from the time of the election when they said that they are seizing Naira, and he brought the propaganda that Emefiele was seizing the Naira. You are trying to withdraw the Naira so that you cannot win vote. Is it the Naira you used to vote? Or is it the Naira that will vote for you? That was the blackmail they brought. That the Naira changing that they were talking about was a target at them. This was a plan concocted by them. All this place, this were when they were preparing ground for this Tinubu. When they were preparing ground to make him acceptable to you. When they were preparing the ground to make him acceptable to you, knowing fully well that their strategy cannot work. They prepared the ground. They tried to make it look as if he's at war with late Muhammadu Buhari. But they were not at war. They were in together. In every fraud you see in Federal Bank, every fraud that happened in Federal Bank, Tinubu was aware. He was aware. And today, just like Mazen Nandekan have said, serve the zoo and you come back in shame. Today, they are using a Biafran as a sacrificial lamb, Emefiele. He was there shaking his head, baka. He was happy. They gave him a post. They gave him several tribal governor. They protected him. And through him, they stole all the revenues of the country. All they want him to do is sign. Whatever they bring to his table, he sign. He can never say no. He never argues. He never disputes anything. Everything that was brought to his table, he signed it up. And today, he has been picked up. The very man who he obeys and signed up to every bill that he brought. The very man who signed up for the release of every fraudulent money is enjoying himself, walking about and going places. Other Northerners that are involved in it, every one of them is on the ground. Today, they are using the media to hype CBN crime, CBN. It's all about the CBN government. And because he's from Biafra land, they will do everything possible to trash him. But those who sent him for that errand, those who were the one, how can you imagine? How can you imagine that the money they are calling will disappear in the era of Mr. Integrity, Muhammadu Buhari? Some of you don't have sense. Nigerians don't have common sense. Their brain is so little that when something happens within the next few minutes, they've forgotten about it and they move forward. We're going to talk about a different thing. That is how bad it is. Today, every eye is focused on Emefiele, and you have forgotten that, including this Tinubu you're talking about, Tinubu is part of the inner caucus of Muhammadu Buhari. He knows everything. The plan was made, even when the betrayal of this very Emefiele, when they started to prepare for this their government, it was far back. They were laying the foundation for it. When they took away the money from you, it was all a foundation laid to make them look good when they come back. It was all a strategy. And today, some of you are already applauding them. The doomsday has come. The doomsday has come. You are going to see, and look at, he has already removed the EFCC chairman, and he's going to put his own man. And some of you are applauding the removal of EFCC man as if it is the first thing. Is it the first time you have seen it? Is it the first time it is happening? Every criminal government of the Zoological Republic that comes, we always put their own people in the positions. And one of the disturbing one is the NSA, the National Security Advisor that he chose, Nuhu Ribadu. Some of you have forgotten about Nuhu Ribadu, former EFCC chairman. This Nuhu Ribadu, former EFCC chairman, is somebody who was interviewed by international media. He spoke about a Nigerian governor that have stolen 80% of the wealth of the state, and that he has a concrete evidence to tender. Nuhu Ribadu, somebody that have come to international media and said that he has the secret of this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how he stole 80% of the state wealth and converted it to his own. He said it on a national television. The news was carried. They tried to cover it economically. Even as at now, that very news is now flying again. I'm going to play the video when I will do my live in the evening. When I'm going to do my live in the evening on my page, I will play the video so that you can see it with your own eyes. The same man that came was talking about a fraudulent governor that stole 80% of the wealth of the state. He is the same man today. The same governor have come to employ him as NSA, National Security Advisor of a country. Do you know what that means? You should be understanding what that means by now. So when you are seeing anybody coming to tell you that Tinubu is fighting corruption, oh, he's catching the people, there is nothing like a fight of corruption. Or what you are going to see is witch hunting, and every single person that has his black book, they are going to give him an appointment to trap them up. If somebody like the EFCC chairman, Nuhu Ribadu, will be employed by Tinubu and he accepts it, who else is not going to go down? Who is that will not go down? And you're going to wake up and you see arrest, attacks, demonization of people. The same old game, the same game that Muhammadu Buhari played. That is what Tinubu is coming to play. And he's going to play it. It's going to be worse than you have ever seen. Our Supreme Amazon Nanikana have said it. That Nigeria has ended in the tenure of the late Muhammadu Buhari. After him, anybody you are seeing around is just a drama. It's a drama. Every single Biafran that is living today, that is still alive, you should be able to define where you belong. Gone are the days when you hide under the cover of whatever to protect yourself. Pick up your identity as a Biafran and defend yourself. That doomsday has come. Today we woke up and we saw what is happening in Alaba International. We saw that the state, Lagos State, is going to demolish Alaba International. So many places have been marked for demolition. And do you know what happened? They gave them 3 hours. 3 hours to vacate. 3 good hours. They said they have given them time before, they have told them before, and they were paying money to them. When they come, they gave them money, they will pay. But this time they have come and gave them 3 good hours. 3 good hours to move out. And you saw the video flying everywhere. Everybody is carrying his load in Alaba International, running helter-skelter. But the biggest thing, the biggest annoyance is that after removing those goods, they are not going to take it back to Biafra land. They will begin to look for either they transfer themselves to Ladepo, or they move back to Trade Fair, or they move back to another zone to go and develop. I don't know what is chasing my brothers away from Biafra land. And whatever is chasing you, if you don't run back home this time around, that thing that is chasing you will consume you outside. Our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Indonesia have already said it, that our protection and defense is for our territory. We are going to protect and defend our territory. As long as you can run home and be in that territory, you'll be protected. Your business will be protected. Everything about you will be protected. But when you are outside Biafran territory, you are on your own. You are on your own. The doomsday have come. The same thing that happened in 1967 when our eternal leader, Dim Odumogoju, called the Biafran people and said, come back home. Some of you have forgotten about that video where our eternal leader said that Biafra is a place where people that are oppressed run to and are secured. That is how our eternal leader defined Biafra in one of his interviews. He defined Biafra as a place where the oppressed people run to for cover. That day has come again. If you want to be safe, if you want to be protected, run back to Biafra land. It doesn't matter whatever you have kept there. Pick up those things you can be able to take up. Sell off those you can sell off. Return to Biafra land and build your base. Biafra land will be protected. It will be defended, but at all costs. At all costs. We have no choice anymore. We are left with no choice than to defend ourselves. We are left with no choice, and it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. That is why you must prepare yourself and begin to do whatever you can do now. You must prepare yourself for what is coming. If you don't get yourself prepared, you are going to have yourself to be blamed. You saw what is happening in Lagos State. This warning to Alaba has been coming for a very long time. It has been coming. Our supreme leader, Mazin Nanikan, warned and told him, stop that extension. Stop investing. Come back home. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumogoju, warned. Our supreme leader, Mazin Nanikan, warned. Our prime minister, presently, Mazin Samanapa, warned. Even recently, he told them, begin to consider the location. He made the broker, our prime minister made the brokers where he called on them. And as I'm speaking to you, some group also have been able to establish a portion of land where you can be able to buy land as much as you want and develop it. If you want to build a skyscraper, you build it there in Biafra land. I saw the advert. Those people are doing good. Just as I said before, every one of us must not be agitator. Every one of us must not be in this line of liberation. For those of us who have taken the choice of being in land of liberation, allow us to do our own job. And those who are doing the job of the exodus of Biafran from other part of the world, they are doing their own part. I can see so many Biafrans that are in that part of exodus, and they are preaching on their own platforms. Come back home. Land have been allocated. Estates are under construction in Biafra land. Marketplaces are established. Even Alaba International have already been built in Oba, Anambra State. How many of you are there? There is one market in Enugu, international market in Enugu. How many of you are there? Have you occupied that area? You are still insisting. I know, we know why they are holding you caged. Some of you complain of the international airport, you complain of the seaport. But at this stage, the only way is the hard way. The only way now is the hard way. We have the deepest, the closest outreach to the sea and the deepest in Biafra land. As it is now, we do not care about whatever they have over there. We are talking about the restoration of Biafra so that we can be able to create an environment. Whatever we are preaching today is for the security of the Biafran people, wherever they are. Your life matters to us first. Your life, property, and wealth matters to us first. That is why this message is coming. As for the security of Biafra land, our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Nigeria have made it clear that Biafra land will be defended by all means possible. It will. But if you are outside the territory of Biafra, sorry, we are not fighting to occupy people's land. We are not fighting to dominate people. We are not fighting to take over people. We are trying to protect our own land that Chukwu Okikaben has given us. The land that we are going to hand over to our own children. That is what we want to protect. And wherever you are, you should begin to focus on home, on how to build that land and protect it. They are not going to stop at Alaba International. Every other market where the Biafrans have developed and populated in Lagos will be affected. And it's not going to be only Lagos. Just watch and see. Just watch and see. It's not going to be only Lagos. That is how Nigeria operates. Once Lagos is doing it and they see that they are succeeding, every other state will kill. They started with one place. Once they started, they are testing the ground in Lagos State. They are testing the ground and they have seen it that nobody is going to speak for you. You see why we cast the vote of no confidence on these politicians? Since they have continued to demolish, destroy, take life and properties of Biafran people, have you seen any government making a case for you? Have you seen any governor, any lawmaker standing up to make a case for you and demand for compensation or apology? Have you seen any? Not even one. And when they test the ground and see that you have no voice, nobody to speak with you, they continue. The same way El-Rufai tested the Muslim ticket in Kaduna, and it worked for him. He brought it to the federal, and today you have seen it. They are going along with it. Every Biafran, wherever you are, you must begin to return home with speed. Bring back your investment back to Biafran land, or you have to accept a blame. Don't say you are not one. The same way you were one during the Civil War, some of you kept a deaf ear. The same way you were one during the Civil War, some of you kept a deaf ear. And you know how you came back home. The warning have come once again. What is happening now is even much more tough than what we experienced during the Civil War. Only that people are just pretending, managing themselves, they are just pretending, suffering and smiling. The time has come for us to rise. It is now or never. Some of you must have seen the person that they make their president. The person they made president today it's not, when you come to the issue of the Biafrans, mainly the Igbo Biafrans, he hates the Igbo Biafrans as much as late Muhammad Buhari hated the Igbo Biafrans. Bola Ahmed Tinubu hates the Igbo Biafrans as much as Muhammad Buhari hated the Igbo Biafrans. They are just the same people. There's no difference. While he was a governor of Lagos State, you saw his wife confront an Igbo Biafran face to face and say, "We don't trust you." It was caught on camera. The wife of Tinubu, who is your first lady today, confronted an Igbo man, even a less privileged person, and told him that we don't trust you. Today, that man is your president. And you think you can see anything different. And you are being confused. They are trying to pamper you and trying to deceive you and show you flowers. If you don't wake up now, your own case is going to be worse than ever. In case you don't understand, so many of you must have seen a video where the arch enemy of the Biafran people was brought to the Asorok. The person they are going to use to destroy themselves, not us. but his days are numbered. You saw the man in the creek, the pig in the creek. You saw him in that rock, where he was given a VIP treatment in that rock. The pig in this ordinary tout. They gave him a stage in that rock, and all camera was on him, and he was speaking. And he was saying that Mazen Nandekano must not be released. Now you know why they embraced him. Now you know where our war is going to come from. Every Biafran, you must have to tighten up your belt. This is going to be the most trial time we are going to face in the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The most difficult and the most trial. But we are going to work out. We cannot be there. But that is why we want to fight it head on. There's no point being to money. We want to go into that very thing they want us to engage in. We want to engage it in it with them. If we cannot be able to walk out of the zoo at this opportunity, we can never walk out again. This is a defined opportunity. Every criminals, every enemy of Biafra, they are now gathering in Asorok. They are now complete in Asorok. So you wouldn't have any excuse to give. Every one of you see how the Asari Dokubo insulted the Biafrans. This was a man before who brought himself up and said he wants to be the leader of the de facto government of Biafra in homeland. You saw it's on video. I'm going to play that video. So if you have time, join me this evening when I'm going to do my broadcast on my page. I will make a broadcast where I will play several videos to put you through, so that you can see that we're not just making it up. Asari Dokubo in his own mind, this was a man who was fighting for Biafra. A man who said that the only remedy, the only safety and security we have is Biafra. That the only hope that anyone can talk about is Biafra. He went ahead to make himself the leader of the de facto government of Biafra in homeland. It was announced. And Uwazurike joined him. And the other clan also joined him. Today, where are those ones? Are they talking? Are they not ashamed? They are covered in shame. They are covered in shame. The same man who said that Nigeria does not belong to you, you have no stake in it, that we are not part of it, that Biafra is the only to that same man today is in Asoro, spitting on Biafra, standing on Biafra that it must not come. Standing on the foundation of Biafra today, sitting on it and say it will not happen. Now, do you still have a doubt? Those who are genuine and those who are not genuine. During that time, when this idiot was cascading Mazen Nandekano, some of you were even considering that he might be right. Some of you Biafrans were even praising him and supporting him. Now, have you seen that he has never, everything he has been doing all this while was just a scam? When he joined the issue of Biafra, he was thinking that he's going to manipulate Mazen Nandekano. He was thinking that somehow, that he will be able to manipulate Mazen Nandekano to get into politics. But when he realized that Mazen Nandekano is not in the struggle for politics, Mazen Nandekano is not fighting for Biafra for selfish interest or any personal gain. When he realized that he cannot make money as long as Mazen Nandekano remains the leader of the Biafran struggle, he cannot make money. He picked a fight with Mazen Nandekano. Today, he is just like a dog. Today, he is swallowing every single vomit he made in his mouth. He's swallowing it back. Is that somebody you can listen to and call him a man? Every single thing has vomited in his mouth, he's swallowing it back. He's a man today who has been welcomed into the Asorok, a tout. Today, those who are in charge of the affairs of the issues in Nigeria, you can describe them easily. You have a drug baron as leader. Every member of his cabinet are convicted criminals, fraudsters. And finally, he has used Agboro to support himself and move himself ahead. And every one of you think it's all right. Some of you have been deceived that he's fighting. Which corruption? What corruption? What corruption is he going to fight? There is nobody, there is no man existing in the zoo that is as corrupt as Bola Ahmed Tinubu. apart from his drug case. There is no man who has stolen as much as Bola Ahmed Tinubu has stolen from Nigeria. And every single thing you see them today dragging the CBN governor around with, he is involved. He is fully involved. He was part of it. And as usual, they use you and they dump you and they throw you to the dustbin. They use you and they dump you. The only reason why today Bola Ahmed Tinubu is embracing the pig in the creek is to fight against the Biafran people. Have that at the back of your mind. But I tell you, he will meet his end. This very one will consume him and swallow him finally. This very one you're seeing will consume the pig and swallow him. The only reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu is embracing him is to fight against Biafra. And look at his appearance in that very visit to Asarok. When you see the way you appear, that is appearance alone is sending a signal to those of you who doesn't have brain in their head. When we talk about the Islamization of Nigeria, it is complete. It is complete. But Biafra land is where they are going to meet their doom. We are not part of it, and we will never, ever be part of it. Already, our Prime Minister of Biafran Republic Government have already declared and said, you have declared it, that our former religion, registered and recognized religion in Biafra land, should be the traditional religion, Christian religion, and the Jewish religion. That doesn't mean that you won't practice anything you want to do. You can practice if you like. You can worship goat or pig or anything like you can worship. But the recognized, registered, recognized ones we know that are known for Biafra is Christian religion, traditional religion, Christian religion, and the Jewish religion. Those are the approved. But if you want to have any other thing beside you, no problem. Our eyes will be on you. We're going to watch. And every single thing in Biafra land that has to do with religion has to be regulated. The war has just begun. The doomsday that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned us about is here. That doomsday that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warns us about, it is here already. It is here. If you're one of those that is sleeping, stop sleeping. Stop sleeping. You have to tighten your belt very hard. Today, the visit of Asare Dakuba to Asarok has now shown you a clear clip of what they are about to do against the Biafran people. In his speech, you saw him speak about it, the way the government have employed him. The way the government have employed him to fight against his own people with his militia. You know, when we talked about the strike force that he's leading, the way he's trained the strike force to fight against the Biafra people, to fight against the legitimate organizations in Biafra land, people thought it was a made-up story. But you see him admitting to that. He's admitted that he is on contract with the federal government to fight whatever he called it. He called it insecurity. Who are those causing the insecurity? Is it not the terrorists, the flying terrorists? How many times have you seen the strike force of Sarah Dakubo? How many times have you seen the strike force of Asare Dakubo fighting against terrorism in Nigeria? How many times? Where have you seen it? Everywhere you see them, it was on their attack against Biafran people. They marched with a Bubago to fight against Biafran people. In that video, he shortly admitted that there are some people who are keeping peace on the area. ESN that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established was meant to maintain law and order and to fight against insecurity that is coming from the terrorists. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a video for that openly. I am going to play these videos in a video. Try as much as possible to join me in my evening broadcast. I will play a lot of videos to set some records straight. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in a broadcast that he made before that very launching of the ESN, he said it that ESN is just a security outfit to protect Biafran land. It is not the Biafran army. And their duty is in the bushes to protect and secure our bushes so that the terrorists that is coming from outside cannot invade us, so that they cannot continue to kill our mothers, rape our sisters, and endanger the life of the people. That was the mission and assignment they were given. And from then till date, they have always been in the bushes. They have no business in the city. Mazen Nandegan did not establish ESN to come and fight the military or to come and fight the police. No. But what did they do? They gathered themselves and they channeled their energy on attacking that want to defend the land. They recruited people to fight against a security outfit that was meant to defend the Biafran people. Meanwhile, they opened way for the terrorists to be coming. Have you ever seen that Asere Dokuba Strike Force attacked terrorists anywhere where they are camped? Everywhere where terrorists were sent away in Biafra land was done by the ESN. And what the military does is that after we have engaged them and defeated them, the military will come and engage ESN and push them back. Then create a buffer for the terrorists to operate. That is what they do. They have done it again and again and again. Today, look at Enugu State. Enugu State is on fire today. Terrorists have returned fully in Enugu State. Kidnapping happening in broad daylight constantly. And the stooge they put there came out. Instead of him now speaking about the terror or fighting against the terrorism that is happening in Enugu State, where his focus is fighting the ESN. His first target is talking about the ESN and again stopping the sit at home. That is where he's focused. Is it the sit at home that is causing the kidnap? Is it the sit at home that is causing the insecurity? How can somebody cause insecurity by sitting in his own house? Can you explain to me? How can somebody create insecurity by sitting in his own house? Is it possible? That you sit in your home, you say you don't want trouble, you don't want to go anywhere, or I don't want to eat, I'll be at home. How does that now cause insecurity? But the idiot called himself Mba. A stooge from Asorok came, and the first attempt he's making is to destabilize a state that the ESN have been fighting so long to keep at peace. Everywhere ESN have been able to drive the criminals in Enugu State, today they are returning. They are returning because he brought military to create buffer for them to return. If you are a Biafran, I want you to get it straight to your head that the doom day has come. That doom day that Mazen Nandegan have been shouting about for more than a decade. That doom day that our eternal leader, Dim Odumogojukwu, warned about is here. That doom day that our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Mazen Simon Ekpa, have been telling us about, it is here. And my question is to you, how prepared are you? Are you still going to be busy denying your identity? Are you still going to be busy pretending you are not seeing what is happening? Are you still going to be busy claiming what you are not? Are you still going to be busy forcing yourself into a place you are not wanted? The high time you remember and know that you have overstayed your welcome in Nigeria, the better for you. We have overstayed our welcome in this contraption called Nigeria. The earlier you know that, the better for you. You are not part of it, and will never ever be part of it. Every single government that comes, they map out a strategy to trample upon you and make sure that you don't survive. Every policy that you see going forward, they will all be centered at capturing, making sure that you don't have a voice. Now it has become more clearer why our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government made a declaration, and Biafran people answered, came out and voted and cast the vote of no confidence on every politician in Biafra land. These people don't mean well for you. They don't care about you. It is about them and about them. If you are not fraudulent, you cannot be a politician to represent your area. If you are not a criminal and a killer and a monster, you cannot. The only people they put there are those who are self-centered criminals who want to do their cover-up. And that is why everything goes for them. They support everything against their own people. They will never make a case for you. You saw with all the attack that we incurred during the time of the their election, with all the dehumanization against the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafran, for everything they faced during that election time. Have you ever had anybody come to apologize to them? Have you ever heard that compensation was paid to anybody? Including the so-called Peter Obi that you are crying and praying for. Did you see Peter Obi come out to make a case for you? Or to request and ask them, why were these people's shop being burned down? Why were their properties lost? Why were these people's life taken away? Simply because they want to exercise their own right. Why? Nobody was bold enough to come out and ask that question. Not even one politician, not one. Not even one. No governor was able to come and make a case. These are the governors that will see that something happened in the north. They will go and donate money to quench it. Market will be burnt. They will go and give the government that place to build. Not to the people who are affected, because every place where there is a burnt market, it is directly affecting the Igbo Biafrans. Every place you see them focusing on market, the target is the Igbo Biafrans. When are you going to learn your lesson? When? When are you going to learn your lesson? It is happening in Alaba now. As we speak, it is happening in Alaba. After Alaba, we are next. And after the lesson in Alaba, are you going to learn your lesson? Are you ready to go home now? Of course, so many of you are not ready. Some of you will still block your ears. You don't want to hear. But who give a damn? We don't care. Remember, our Supreme Damasen Nanakana said it. If you think that it is that your one room you have in Sokoto, or that your hotel you have in Lagos or Abuja, that will make us to sacrifice our own freedom, you are a madman. It is not going to happen. We cannot sacrifice our freedom for anything. There are people in Biafra land who know the value of freedom, and we will not sacrifice. If you don't, I say the only reason why some people are behaving like animals is because they do not know the value of freedom. If you have tested freedom, if you have been in an environment, in a country where there is freedom, where things are free, where human beings can express themselves and live a free life, if you have been in a community where you see people enjoy freedom, you will do anything to be free. If you don't know the cost of freedom, I urge every one of you that is watching me, go and visit the prison. At least once. Go and visit the prison. Go and visit the prison. Then interview the prisoners. Ask them, what is the thing that you desire most? What is the thing that is in your heart? What do you want? They will tell you freedom. They don't look for wealth. They're not looking for wife. They're not looking for money. What they want is freedom. If you are not free, you are not human. And you wouldn't know until when you're free. If you are not free, you are not human. And if you have tested freedom and somebody tried to cage you, you will know the value of freedom. And you will do anything. No, you will know that no amount is too much to pay. No sacrifice is too much to pay to be free. Because as long as you're not free, you're not living. You are just existing. You're not living. You're not living. And that is the situation of the Biafran people today. We have been caged into a corner. We will push and bamboozled into a corner. And so many people, the most annoying one is that today, the people that are supposed to stand boldly and speak on your behalf are afraid. They are so scared. I never know that Biafrans can be cowards. I never know that, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. I never know that the Igbo Biafrans can be cowards until in this era. In this era. Coward up to the extent that things that belong to you, your own right, you cannot boldly and openly demand for your own right. That is absurd. It's disturbing. It is disturbing. The symbol that are known, the symbol we know Biafran from, more especially the Igbo Biafrans, they are known with bravery. That is why you see them wear Isiago for the men. That is, you see them celebrate Isiago. The bravery of the lion. Today, where is that bravery? Today, what you see is people wearing Isiago. Still yet, they can't even defend themselves, let alone defending their own family. You see people wearing Isiago, but yet, they cannot open their mouth and defend themselves, let alone defending their community. the red cap we respect so much today. The idiots that wear red cap today are criminals, fraudsters, murderers. They are the people that wear red cap today. Ohaneze Ndibo, that is supposed to be the mouthpiece of the people, today has become Ohaneze Ndohi. Ohaneze Ndeka word. They can't even have the boldness to open their mouth and speak with everything that is happening around the globe against their own people. The dehumanization, the attack. Even the people that have been speaking out are people who are not Biafrans. The people that are making a case for Biafra, mainly the Igbo Biafran, the people that are standing in for them and making a case for them are people that doesn't have anything to do with Biafra. They are the people that come out boldly to talk about the situation of the Biafran people. Or our own people. What do they do? What do they do? Everybody is looking for a cheap cover. They are looking for a cheap cover. And as soon as they are given one useless appointment, they begin to fight their own people. Look at the other idiot in Lagos State that is fighting against his people at all time. What is that? I've forgotten the name of that clown. Recently, his own car was vandalized in Lagos. Was it IPOB that vandalized your car? Was it the Biafran people that vandalized your car? A new car was vandalized, everything in it destroyed and taken away. And he was crying. You haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing. Your own case will be worse. You won't have a home to return. That idiot in Lagos State. You won't have any home to return to. Your own case is going to be worse. It is so appalling that go to media, you see the kind of things people are doing. And it's so painful. It's so painful, very, very painful that some of us can never learn a lesson. We will never learn. The only way you see them channel their energy is upon their own brother. That is where they showcase their muscle and their energy. When it's something that has to do with their fellow Biafran, they will not agree. Lie. They will fight with the last drop of their blood, with all their strength and all the venom on them. But when it has to do with the real enemy outside, they can't do nothing. That is why you see the idiots today that are focused on attacking Master Simon Ekpa. Every time they call him name, call him this and call him that. Even when they know that Master Simon Ekpa is standing out for his own people. He is very, very genuine, fighting a legitimate cause, holding the legacy of our Supreme Namazi Nnamdi Kanu, protecting the Biafran people by all means possible. And yet, they are fighting him because they are not in the aim of affairs. And you heard what Asara Dokubo said when he visited their illegitimate president. Asara Dokubo was there boasting that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not come out. And he began to push the narrative that Master Simon Ekpa is standing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A blatant lie from the pit of hell. But that is his role. That is the role he's going to play. That is the role he will play. They will use him to begin to distract people and say all manner of things. He tries to paint a picture that Mazi Simon Ekpa have overthrown Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the same Asara Dokubo who was talking about Biafra. The video is still there. How I wish I can play it. But I'm going to play it in the evening when I come to my program on my Facebook page. I will play the videos. You will see where this man was vibrating, telling the whole world that the only hope that we have is Biafra. Insulting everybody that doesn't accept Biafra. He was boldly insulting and saying that the only hope and way forward is Biafra, nothing else. Today, he has turned 360 degrees simply because he did not achieve his evil end through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simply because he has seen that our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unbribable. He didn't come to the struggle for any personal gain. He didn't come for the struggle to deceive anybody. What he wants is the freedom of his people. He is not like those of them who are in the creek there. You are in the creek. Your land is polluted. You are crying for the development of land simply because of some few change they will give you. After paying you a few change, you will never talk about the development of the area again. That idiot in the creek, where he comes from, where they are taking the whole wealth, how developed is that area? Undeveloped. People are still living on top of water. People are still living in mud houses with nothing to offer. He is from that area, but yet he chooses to guide the pipeline. And his campaign is still on the pipeline. He's still going on pipeline guide. That is what he's still going to be. This is the highest thing he can achieve, to guide the pipeline for them, to continue to suck the oil from there. Simply because he's been recognized now, they give him some check and sign some check for him. That is the end of it. He will support everything against his people. He's ready to do it. This idiot brought the same mentality to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and he thought that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in the struggle for personal interest. When he discovered that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not a sellout, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not asking for any money. He's only asking for a referendum for his people to take their decision. Referendum for Biafran to decide where they want to belong. And he stood his ground, undeterred, unbribable. When he discovered that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was standing firm, he picked a fight with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And he began to denounce Biafra, began to attack Biafra. He started attacking the Igbo Biafran. Igbo Biafran becomes his greatest enemy. This same man is Igbo. He has Igbo blood flowing in his vein. This same Asare Dokubo, Uzoma is his name, with Igbo heritage. But yet, when you see him spill things from his mouth, you'll be wondering, from which planet is this man coming? And are you confused? I am not confused about that. We know what is cause. We know how his blood was adulterated. We know how his blood was contaminated. It is because of the contamination of that blood. That is why we have to put restriction on religion in Biafra land. That is why we must not play with anything that is called religion. That is why our Prime Minister have made it clear. Christian religion, traditional religion, and Jewish religion. We don't want any contamination of our blood anymore. We have fought enough battle. And we will not like to engage any other one when we get to Biafra. Any place you are watching this program for, I am warning you and telling you the doomsday have come. Wake up. Wake up and prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. The doomsday has come. That day that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have been warning you about. That day that Dim Odumegojuku warned you about before he died. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegojuku, he warned us about this day before he died. Effiong, General Effiong, his second in command, who took over from Dim Odumegojuku, warned about this day. He warned about this day. General Effiong warned about this day. That day has come. Our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, warned about this day. It has come. Our Prime Minister of Biafran Republic Government in Ezra, Mazen Simon Ekpa, warned about this day. That page has been opened. Prepare yourself for what is coming. Tighten your belt. The only thing that will save us is Biafra. Nothing else. Prepare for it. The restoration of Biafra have been activated fully. Starting from the sit at home that is going to happen very soon. 1 week sit at home. Prepare yourself. Freedom is not dashed. If you want to be free, you must be ready to make the sacrifice. And if you think it's cheap, it's not cheap. There's no shortcut for you to get your freedom. You must fight for it and get it. Remember the word of our Prime Minister. If you want peace, you must prepare for war. Everybody that is watching, wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to share this program to at least one person. Share this program to one platform. Share it, let it get to our people. That doomsday has come. The earlier you wake up, the better for you. There's no time. There's no time. Prepare yourself for the coming 1 week sit at home. That is the beginning point. The civil disobedience has started. The civil disobedience, it will reach to it. We are going to take it to the greatest height. Sit at home is just one of it. Sitting at home, it is just one of it. We are going to take the civil disobedience to the greatest height. You don't sit at, you don't just keep silent, and to get freedom is a fight. Our Prime Minister made it cheap, easier for you to understand that if you want peace, you must prepare for war. Get ready for anything. Everything is possible in this era. Those people that our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu prayed for and said that Chukwu Okike Abiyama should send people who were born from their mother's womb to restore Biafra. They have arrived. They have arrived. And if you are one of them and you are still waiting, what are you waiting for? Today, what are you waiting for? You better wake up and join the wagon. Today, the ESN fundraising is going to be called on. If you are one of those that are blessed financially to sponsor the coming of Biafra, you cannot get Biafra by your mouth. Some of you are telling us engage. You don't engage with your mouth. Some of you are calling us, what are you doing? Why are you just only talking? You don't just go and engage with your mouth. It needs finance. If you are blessed and Chukwu Okike have placed that finance in you, this is the time for you to take up your responsibility. And I bet you, whatever you do for the coming of Biafra, you will never ever lose or lack. If it is sit at home, you are sitting. Whatever business you lose, you are going to get it in a double fold. If it is money you are committing, your pocket will never dry. Whatever sacrifice you're making to get your freedom and the freedom of your people, you will never, ever, ever lack. This is a prayer that has been made long time ago, and Chukwu Okike said amen to that prayer. If you want to tap into that prayer for your progress, just fall in line. Pick up a responsibility. Don't wait for anybody. When we are talking about the coming of Biafra, it is not just about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is not just about our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is not just about any individual. It is about every one of us, our collective interest. And we must rise up now, not tomorrow. Rise up now and pick up our responsibility and begin to do something. That is the only way we can overcome. I appreciate every one of you that have joined me on this very broadcast from beginning to the end. I thank you for your contributions, those who are sharing. If you have not shared this program, please kindly share. If you have not clicked like this program and share it to at least one person. Make sure you share this program to at least one person. I'm going to come back in the evening on my Facebook page, King David Exploit Expose. Join me there in the evening. I will go there to continue to do this program, and I'm going to play so many videos to bring your mind back to certain things that you've forgotten. There are so many evidence I'm going to reveal over there. So if you have time, join me in the evening at King David Exploit Expose for more expositions on this very program. This is not the time to sleep. This is the time for the radical evangelism. We have to stay awake. The doomsday is very near. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran. Guide and protect everybody that's genuinely seeking for freedom. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all our media warriors on their different platforms. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the members of ESN, the Liberation Army, the BNL and their leaders. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the Umuada, everyone that is genuinely pursuing the freedom of his own people. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every one of us. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Ezra, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever he is, we cover him with the presence of Chukwu Okike. May Chukwu Okike continue to give him strength, power, continue to make revelation, we continue to give him wisdom to march on until we get to our destination. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is at this moment, we commit Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the hand of Chukwu Okike for divine protection, for divine healing. Every poison they have injected in his body, every secret plan against him, may Chukwu Okike come against them. I appreciate every one of you that have connected to be patient up to this moment. And I say, no weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you again in the evening. Thank you, and stay safe. Bye-bye.